So Nick Palomino, I called Nick. He actually registered with us. So you can get a 15-minute phone call with me if you've got a technical question. I think you go to calendly.com/Perry Tate and you'll get my morning time if you want to have a quick chat, 15 minutes on anything technical. So Nick booked a call with me and I had a call this week with him. And he's bought a radial rocker, and but he didn't have the 3/8 tube like our radial high flow tube, right? He's got the radial rocker, but he's been a customer for a long time, but he's still got the Rhino tube. And so he was asking me why do I need to get the high flow tube? And we'll probably cover this a lot in Q&As because it does come up quite regularly. But the answer, his question, which I think is the most pertinent part of the conversation, is that he said, I've got lots of pressure, right? And that's probably the misconception of the industry when you're talking about getting flow rates right. What we want is flow rate. What we don't want is pressure. Of course, we have to have some pressure, otherwise the water won't come out, but we want flow rate. So if we had a flow rate of 1 through high flow and a pressure of 40, to get a flow rate of 1 out of Rhino tube, the pressure would be 80. Or if I have a flow rate of 1 out of Rhino tube with a pressure of 40, I would get a flow rate of 2 out of high flow with a pressure of 40. So in other words, the same pressure, double the flow rate, or the same flow rate, half the pressure, right? So they interchange like that.
And that's why all high flow is designed for all the radial brushes.
Yes.
Like rocker, like the radial, and also the deep frame.
Yes.
And the solar rocker.
And the light.
And also the light.
Yeah. Now, the new brush,
Don't reveal it.
the new brush, we're working on a light flow rate version of it, but we haven't mastered it. We're looking for the UK market where they carry the water with them and they want to use less water.
People are complaining about the sound. So
Okay, come closer.
They say it's poor. So
Come closer.
Yes.
How's that?
Okay, we tried
Good.
that.
And is that in your screen?
Fortunately not.
Oh,
so for people who are
nice.
watching on YouTube, we are doing a test run for the Facebook Live on Black Friday. That's why Perry is sometimes looking into actually the
A
phone
second
recording.
camera.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Tell us if that's better. Yeah. Because the YouTube channel is being taken off the lapel mic, right? So this is just how close I can get to get that mic to work for us. Okay, so basically the principle is that a 3/8 inch or a 10 millimeter OD hose will carry twice the flow rate for the same pressure, or the same flow rate for half the pressure. That's the simple little maths. So all the radial brushes have exactly the same flow rate requirement, or the fluid dynamics. Better?
We haven't got any new comments on the sound.
Okay.
We will tweak this and get a real microphone working for the Black Friday.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Which is very important.
Very important. Okay.
If you want to watch this in again with much better sound and even much better video light, you can also watch it in YouTube.
Yeah. So this will be posted on YouTube later, and it'll be in you go to youtube.com/future of cleaning, and then you go to the Reach It workshop playlist, and the Q&A Friday will be there. Good. Okay, so so all of the radial brushes have the same fluid dynamics setting, so that you don't, if you change from one brush to another, then you don't have to change your pressure, resistance, length of hose, to get a different flow rate. For example, if you go from a 14-inch brush to an 18-inch brush, then they're the same. The solar rocker, it is a little bit different. solar rocker is a little bit different. Deep frame is also a little bit different because deep frame also has the 8 jets on the bottom. Actually, let me show you that. So deep frame is really a commercial brush. It's a rocker. It's designed to go up and down. You can put a pivot on it, but we don't put a pivot on it when we supply it. But we're happy to send you one if you want one for free. It's not a problem for us. But it has 8 jets across the bottom, 4 on each side. And what it does is add extra water for the downstroke, because if you're doing commercial, quite often it's once a year or it hasn't been done for 5 years, and adding water to the downstroke makes it faster to pull off a lot of dirt, right? It really the dirt comes off faster. And that means less strokes. And less strokes means you clean faster, you make a higher hourly rate, and your tools are paying for themselves. So that's kind of like the gig. All right, so yes, the whole industry will go to 3/8 tube in due course because the science is right. It's just they'll take a little bit of time to watch some of these videos or learn something, or the customer will go back to them and say, hey, I want this, and the whole industry will go towards it.
So it's not about the pressure, it's about the flow rate.
Yeah, it's not about the pressure. If you've got loads of pressure, your pressure is most likely coming from the resistance in the length of tube that you've got. So if you put 300 feet of Rhino tube on a reel, it's going to go. The water wants to go straight. So the first thing you do is deploy all the 300 feet so that the water at least is going straight. Then what happens is if this is the tube, then the water has got friction on the wall, and because water basically behaves in a linear sense, then it kind of drags on the wall, and then layer by layer by layer coming into the middle, then the water will drag less. So if you go to a river, the speed of water at the bank is slower than the speed of the water in the middle of the river, and it's this. Yeah. And that's true for all water. So the bigger the pipe, but then there's an unreasonable sized pipe or an unwieldy sized pipe or hose or tube or whatever it is, right? So you just try and balance it. And that's what we've done. We've done the science to balance the system. So for example, just because it's interesting, right? We have a 3/8 inch 10 millimeter tube coming into the radial brushes at the bottom, and then we have an 8 millimeter or a 5/16 tube going to the left and to the right. So the flow rate possible from a 3/8 tube is double the flow rate from the 5/16 tube. So we go, basically double in, half to the left, half to the right. It's balanced. Right, and that's what makes there's a lot of science sitting in a Reach-It brush that if you are a geek, you will enjoy.
15 minutes of knowledge.
There you go. Right. All right. So I think that answers that enough for the point. Just to be interesting. There's lots more that I can go deeper and deeper, but I'm going to do that in a Reach-It workshop.